I got back in town on Sunday, and yesterday I picked up my dog Charlie. And I'm grateful for Charlie because he's always happy to see me. My daughter's not so much, right? But every time I pick up Charlie, he's happy to see me. So I'm grateful for him, and I have a good time with my boy. He keeps me active. I need that as well. I want to hear gratitude from two people. Let me hear gratitude. Tanisha, I know you're doing your walking, but I always love to hear your gratitude. So I love to hear
Oh
gratitude.
yeah, no, I was gonna volunteer.
Oh wow!
I'm
And
so
then Tina King, if you can. Okay, go
uh,
ahead. What's up, Tanisha?
okay. Yeah, I'm thankful. I'm extremely thankful. My daughter's walking fast, but she's walking with me today. She got up and she said, "You know what? I'm gonna come walk with you today." So I'm really thankful for family and for her. Doing that. That meant a lot to me.
That is awesome. That's great gratitude. Good to see you as always.
Okay, good to see you.
And Tina, I'd love to hear what you're grateful for. And as you're unmuted, there you go. Hey, Tina.
Hi, good morning, and I apologize for not being on camera, but
No
I am
worries.
truly, truly grateful for a new day. Yesterday was a little tough, but you know what? Woke up this morning, I get another shot. I'm claiming a great day ahead, and I'm just happy to start my day with you guys. So I'm truly grateful for that.
I love that, Tina. And I was just reading from this book, and I was sharing it on the Instagram Live. A thousand little things happy successful people do
Hmm.
differently. And there was
Yes.
this section that says, "Find gratitude when you catch yourself complaining." And there are times when things aren't going well, and yet there's a lot to be grateful for. And you have a choice. You can either wake up and be negative, or you can find gratitude. And I love that you found gratitude. I think that's
Yes.
awesome.
Thank
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. What's up, Chia? What's up, Bomika? What's up, Matthew Reed? Matthew, I see you out there putting out content, walking down the streets of PA. I see you. Um, Justin, what's up, man? Thank you so much for being here. We've been talking on this call about what people need, what are some additional trainings and things that they need more clarity on. And one of the things that came up was the seller net. And so I was thinking, well, who would be the right person to talk to? And I was brainstorming with Sally, and she was like, Justin. I'm like, yeah, that's right, Justin. So I was so happy that you were able to get on here today and actually share with us. And I'm also excited about the class we're doing on Thursday in Ridgewood about creating Instagram Reels and creating content. So I have my screen set up, Justin, where you can actually share your screen if there's something that you want to show. However, I'd
Yep.
love for you to introduce yourself, tell people who you are, and more importantly, man, let's get into the seller net so we can give some value to these folks this morning.
All right. Well, so good morning, everybody. Justin with Carnegie Title. I'm going to be walking you through how to do a seller net sheet on the Palm Agent app. It's super easy. However, today I'm going to keep the price point under 1 million just to keep everything easy. We are working with our developers to kind of tweak some changes because as you know, the state of New Jersey has changed some things in regards to what's called the mansion tax. So we're going to have in the next couple of days, our app should be able to calculate that correctly for you, and you can assign that to be paid for by the seller. If it's a transaction that sort of got executed after a certain date. So not going to get into that right now, but I know that Ira and some people have already been asking me about how that's going to work and stuff. So just more to follow on that. But for now, I'm going to quickly share my screen. So let me see. All right. And now does everybody see the Palm Agent app, the kind of the screen that's open there?
Yes, I do.
All right, awesome. So listen, you guys in this, program and push, and you're working so hard to get these listing appointments, and the big thing is you want to make yourself stand out. So not only in the way you carry yourself, but you're going to come in and you're going to ask for, the commission amount that you want and that you deserve. But you need to kind of earn that too. And by being prepared and looking professional is probably the easiest way to kind of bolster your presentation up. So if you're going to go into somebody's listing appointment, or you're working with a seller right now, and you want to be able to provide them with a seller net sheet, the Palm Agent app is the easiest way to do it. So if you notice, now that the app is open, I've got it selected to the seller tab, which is the second icon on the bar at the bottom. So what you want to do here, and just as a matter of, if people aren't using the Palm Agent app, I can, just DM me and I'll share you the link to download it. But Just, the toolbar at the bottom, kind of, you can switch back and forth between things, but really, it's pretty user friendly and self-explanatory. If you do get lost, in the upper left, there's a little triangle with a circle around it. Kind of looks like a play button. If you hit that, that'll take you to YouTube and show you a full tutorial of how to use each section of the app. So if I'm out on the golf course and I can't help you, which is pretty likely, no, I'm just kidding. But if you get stuck, and you could hit that and go from there. So just a little bit of housekeeping on that. So let's just do a sample address. So if you see in the upper left, it says add address. We're going to go ahead and hit that. And I'm going to pick an address that I just looked up this morning for a property that's for sale here in Maywood. So 150 Louise Street here. Okay. Now you'll see that this app is going to do a little bit of work for you, which is really cool. HomeLink is going to go ahead and find the property taxes, the estimated property taxes. So you're going to want to go ahead and use that, hit next. Now, the next screen, this is where it gets interesting. I would say 75% of the addresses that you look up, it's going to be able to find some public record about loans that were taken, unless it was a cash purchase or, it was just done so long ago that they don't have it. But in this particular case, you're going to see that it found that this loan, there was a loan recorded on this property in 2007 for 102,000 and whatever. And it says, please enter the interest rate to calculate the estimated loan balance. So I'm going to stop there real quick. Just figure out, or in your mind, imagine how valuable that would be, knowing the seller's loan balance before going into a listing appointment, right? It's going to affect how you deal with them, how you handle them. Maybe even affect your pricing strategy. A lot to be said for that. So just wanted to pause on that. Now you're going to say, Justin, I don't know the interest rate. And now I'm going to say, well, don't worry. Palm Agent's giving you the average interest rate was 6.35 for 275. So is this going to be 100% accurate to the loan that they actually had? Not exactly, but it's a great jumping off point. So we go ahead, we put 6.35 in there, and we hit compute. Based on the interest rate, the time, and everything else, it's going to generate what's called an estimated loan balance. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to use that 62,000 and change as the loan payoff. Okay. Now you see it starts tabbing up everything, and you're going to start to build out this seller net sheet. The first required field. And if I'm going too fast, David, just throw up I can't see this. I can't see the screen.
You're
so
good.
Just let me know. So the first required field is the sales price. So this one's listed for just under 6. So let's just put 600 in there. Don't really worry about the conventional loan type or any of that right now. But this is also where you really want to pay attention. You have an opportunity to put in what you want as your seller broker fee and your buyer broker fee, and who's paying for it. So in this particular case, I have it set up to default that the seller is paying me 3%, and I'm going to offer out 2% to the buyer agent, and we're going to still pay for that. So that's a 5% total commission amount. Now, if you want to change that to 6, you can do that. If you get a tough customer who says, "Listen, I'll pay you your 4, but I'm not giving anything to anybody," you can change that by toggling this being paid for by the buyer. So again, just something to note, that if you ever get into a sticky situation, there are options to be flexible here. There is a seller concession section, which we're not going to get into today, but you can start to do that. And also the miscellaneous thing, that would just be for anything that would be outstanding that would affect the sale price or the net of what they would be doing. So now, sorry. So the other thing I just want to show you is the closing date. You want to probably just push that out a little bit. So, let's just say September 1st, just to be realistic. So this way it gives them tax, if it factors the taxes in. And then the last line, senior or disabled. So if you are dealing with, senior or disabled people, they will avoid the realty transfer tax, and you can just toggle that on. But in this case, we're just going to hit compute. Now you'll see that given the list price, the sale balance, all the taxes, the closing costs, that this seller is going to be netting just over 500,000 on their house if we get that cost for them. So there's a lot we can do with that, right? So first and foremost, what you want to do is, once you have that and you're good with your numbers and you think everything is good, In the upper right, there's a little square with an arrow. You hit that and you hit send full report. And what this is going to do is this is going to just generate what David's talking about, a seller net sheet. This is something that you could send to them, you could print out and bring with to and walk through them line by line. But basically, it's going to go through what all the details that you put in there, so they could see where their money is going. Some people, you know, may not want to highlight all of these things, but I think that if you know your value and you know what you're bringing to the table, you should be out front and upfront with all of these costs. Just a matter of aesthetics here. If you don't like this particular template in the lower left, you can hit templates. You could change to something a little more flashy. However you want to do it. If you have the premium version of the app, which is $10 for the year, you can make all these changes. The other thing I'll note is on the bottom, where it says customize, you can hit that and you can actually change the language if you want. So let's just say you're dealing with, sellers that their first language is Spanish and you want to change it to Spanish, it'll change this over. You can print both, one in English, one in Spanish, however you want to do it. So just a nice little personalization touch that, again, can separate you from your competition. So you can do a number of things with this by sharing this. You could text it, email it, save it, print it, whatever. So use that how you see fit. Now, does anybody have any questions on like how we got there and like how to use the seller net sheet?
If you have questions, raise your hand.
Yeah, I can't see everyone's camera because I'm sharing my screen on my phone.
I can see it. I'm looking for you. I would say keep. Ira has one question.
Sure.
It's not a question, but I want you to make sure that you're going to mention how you can show the net sheet that will show how much you'll net if the sale is 10.
I'm going to do that right now. You're one step ahead of me, Ira, always. All right. So Ira brings up a great point. So from here, let's just say you're going into this listing appointment. You've done your comps. You've seen the house. You think 600 is a good list price, but you know that things in Maywood are, there's only 2 houses on the market right now. It's an area that people maybe want to get into. You think that it's going to be maybe more, it's going to go for more than ask. So what you can do is while you're holding your phone like this and you're on that circle screen, you could give it a little shake. Oh, there it goes. And this will say, how much will I net at close if the sales price is different? So this is showing me now at the 600, but what if we get 620 or what if we get 580, right? This is going to show you some different options. If your pricing strategy was to price it low to get higher bids, you can explain that to your seller, be like, hey, listen, this is where we're going to start, but this is where I anticipate it going to be. And that little gear on the left, lower left, you can hit that and you can change this to show increasing, and you can even change the amounts. So let's just say we want to go show $25,000 increments. So like, listen, you trust me. I've earned your trust as your agent. I'm telling you, we're going to price this at 6 to get some buyers in the door. I think we're going to end up someplace between 625 and 650 in this market. What does that look like for you? That's a difference of about $48,000 or $47,000 in there. So what's cool about this is in the lower right, there's that share icon again. It'll make a specific graphic just for that pricing strategy. So now you print out the net sheet that shows all the breakdown of the costs, and then you put this one behind there so that you leave this with them so that they can see, where they are. So now when you're telling them, oh, I'm sorry, do you have a question?
Somebody needs to mute. Y'all stay. Hold on, let me see if I can find who that is.
No worries. So pretty powerful stuff, right? So this is really good. This is going to help prepare your sellers for what may, what the outcome would be. Again, you could print that out or share that, text that over to them. There are a couple other things that I want to show you from this screen that are also powerful, and it depends on the stage of the transaction that you're in. The first one I want to show you is if you're in the early stage. Let's just say, I came to your house and I did this whole presentation, and then you hit me with, yeah, but I think I want to wait until, next spring or something like that. I'm unsure. Everything looks good. I'm really ready to put it on the market, but I think let's wait till next spring. And you say, okay, that's not a problem. If you scroll over, see how like I can move this over here. There's a holding cost tab that
Mm.
you can now show somebody. And what's cool about this is now you're going to say, you can go here and you edit the expenses. And you could say, all right, well, what are your monthly utilities, Mr. and Mrs. Seller? Everything all in, we pay 1,200 a month, with all of that. And then there's some miscellaneous, another 500. So that's sort of where we're at. So you hit that. And now that you're showing them that the longer your house is on the market, the more it's going to cost you. And you can even change the amount of days to months if you want to show that. So it's like, hey, listen, if you're going to wait 12 months. I hear you. I understand you may not be ready and you're worried about packing up all your little knickknacks and stuff, but don't worry. I got a guy to help you with that. It's going to cost you another $35,000 to stay here. And that's going to take out of your net profit. Plus, I have
Mm.
no idea what the real estate market's going to be like in 12 months. So I can't even guarantee that 600 is a good place to price this. It could be more, it could be less. Those are uncertainties that we don't know, but this is a certainty that I can tell you is that these are your holding costs based off of the information you told me. So this is something it's a really good objection handler when somebody gives you that, like, I'm not really sure. I think we want to wait, that type of deal. So just wanted to show you that little quiver in your or arrow in your quiver to combat that if you ever run across that. And as I was saying, if you're in a different part of the transaction, let's just say, we've signed the listing paperwork and the house, we had open houses, we got 7 offers. Now we're dealing with a multiple offer situation. If you toggle over to the left side, now you can start to build out a really comprehensive. So if you're getting a bunch of offers and you're just firing the emails over to your seller in like in a haphazard way, or you're giving it to them like kind of one-offs through text messages or something, you're not you're not presenting yourself in the strongest possible way. And again, okay, yeah, you've already got the listing and this one's already done, but you want to finish the transaction as strong as possible because what do we want after this? We want referrals, right? So if you're at this stage of your transaction and you're dealing with multiple offers, you want to present a nice presentation. So I'm not going to do this because of time, but what you would do here is you would type in all the difference of let's just say the top 3 offers, and you would put in all the notes and stuff in here, like buyer's name, buyer's realtor, the lender, the attorney that they're using, all of these little factors that we in the real estate industry know make a difference when accepting an offer. You want to highlight those to your seller so that they make the right decision. And again, it's not like you're telling them what to do, but you are kind of like highlighting the things that make the most sense as a real estate agent and what's going to make their transaction the smoothest. If you see that such and such is submitting an offer, and you know that they always use an attorney who's a deal killer, are you going to present that as your strongest offer forward? No,
Mm.
because we don't want to waste time, right? So these are the little things that as professionals we know that can help you guys. So that, in a nutshell, is the seller net sheet. It can be done pretty quickly. I had, you know, David Anna from the coaching program in Woodcliff Lake.
Yes.
She used this app when she sold her own condo. She says we got within $10 of the actual net, like from the original estimate to actually what she walked away with. She got it
Wow.
within $10. So if it's the principle is garbage in, garbage out, right? You got to put the accurate stuff in there, but it's powerful and it can be accurate if it's used correctly. So, any questions?
Justin, your Sandy had a question. I have to say, wow, this app is amazing. I have a couple questions for you. However, I want your Sandy to go first.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you so much, Justin. I just downloaded the app and I'll definitely be making use of it. My question was, in that net sheet, you showed the escrow cost. Is that something that we can go in and edit, or is that just like an estimate that the app uses?
Yeah, so if you see detailed closing costs here, this will be the field that if you hit that button in the middle, these are the ones that you can edit. So you can edit the deed prep and the attorney fees. You can't edit like when you're saying escrow costs, which line are you talking about on the seller net sheet?
It wasn't the actual report. Let's see. No, it's not coming. It was in the other one in the first template.
Okay. Um, yeah, so it does not give you an opportunity to like change like again, because at the end of the day, it's a calculator. So it's going to take percentages, time, numbers, and just and go to that formula. So it's not like, you can't change. Yeah, you can't change every field.
All right. And Justin, I have some people who are watching, live on IG and they're asking about the name of the app and where they can go and download it. What's the easiest way for them to get access to it?
So you can just go to carnegieagent.com. If you're on your phone or your desktop, Carnegie Agent, all one word.com. That'll take you to the link for the Carnegie branded version of Agent is what it's called. But either way, so when you go to set it up, you're gonna like if you would like, you could choose to use the Carnegie version, and then this way, if you run into trouble or anything, I can help you because I can kind of see a little bit into the back end of what you're doing and we could walk through stuff. So it's helpful for a troubleshooting perspective if you list me as your rep in Carnegie Title.
Got it. Got it. And did I hear you right? Only $10 a year? Is that what you said?
So the app, like 80% of the app is 100% free. Like the calculations part, like if you just need it for math, that's free. If you want to use the branded version and like to be able to send these things and like do all the social media stuff that we're going to talk about on Thursday night, it's $10 for the year. Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
Yeah, and it's a write-off too. Do we still need to share our screen or can we exit out of here?
Does anybody want to see anything else on the app? Otherwise, I'm good.
And I did record this, so I'll send this out so if people need to see it again. I think it's incredible, Justin. Thank you so much for
Quick
sharing
question,
that.
Justin.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to, with the changing of the language, is it only Spanish and English or?
No, there's I want to say about 14 different languages. So yeah, it's got a pretty wide variety of it. So I don't know which particular language you're looking for, but there's a good chance that it has it. If you're looking for Italian, that's the only one that I get a hard time over. I have one agent, Maura, in the Rutherford office who,
More.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
we
Yeah.
love Maura.
We love more.
Yeah.
Like, how come there's no
Yeah.
Italian? And I'm like, I'm sorry. We've petitioned the app developers to get that in there. So,
That's what we have
but
AI
Okay. Thank
for.
you.
yeah, no worries.
My final question for you, and again, thank you for sharing this. I noticed that when you share it and you can email it or print it out, there was also an option for Facebook and Instagram. What are some things that agents are doing using this data on social media? How are they using that?
So, like for a seller net sheet, you could just show them like an example for like what we just went through. But honestly, like if you go through the app and you hit that premium section, there's a ton of shareable things that you can do right away. So, for example, if you go to the premium section of the app, there's something called a shareable calculator, and this to me is a no-brainer, and this should be pinned to everybody's Facebook page. It's either a seller net sheet or how much equity do I have, an equity review calculator. And so what you do is you post this right to your Facebook and then you share it with your friends and family and get them to share it. And then when people click on it and it prompts them for a certain amount of information, what's the address? What did you purchase the home for? What's your loan balance? This, that, and the other. And then it sends them, it gives them the calculation. Says, oh, you have $200,000 worth of equity. What it doesn't tell them is that you get a message to your inbox saying that Joe Smith at 123 Main Street just filled out the equity review calculator. Here's his email address. Why don't you reach out to him and see if you could set up an appointment? So it's a lead. There's a capturing aspect to it that everybody should be using. It's a no-brainer. Nagam also went through a couple of painstaking steps to be able to integrate this with, if there's KW people on here, into Command, where you could send this out as an email campaign. So, if I was a real estate agent in the business for more than 2 years, anybody I sold a house to, I'd be emailing them an equity review link and just saying, hey, been thinking about you. The market has changed so much. Are you ever curious about what your home is worth now? We got such a great deal on it back in 2000, whatever, It's a great conversation starter. those are just some easy no-brain things that I would recommend that everybody starts doing.
Absolutely, because use that equity and now let me help you find an investment property. I
Yeah,
love it.
exactly.
I love that.
Again, it's a David, you know Josue from
I do.
yeah, he
Yeah.
uses it. He texts the equity review thing to people to ask them like what their real estate goals are. You know what I mean? He'll just shoot it over in a text message. It's a great conversation starter, and that's what you want. You want inbound traffic, right? So
Love that. One final question from Better Offer Betty. What's up, Betty?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the app is really good for so many things. Just like you shared about the equity analysis, you could also do if you have an open house.
yeah,
There's tips and everything that you can share too. So it's just a good extra marketing piece for
yeah. And
yourself. That's all.
if you come to the class on Thursday night, I'm going to go through a lot of the marketing stuff, and ways to do that. So everybody come see David and I. It should be a good time. So.
Yep. So just so you guys know, Thursday evening, 6 p.m., the Keller Williams office in Ridgewood, New Jersey. I'll be there with Justin. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk social media reels. We're going to go over some numbers, create some content. So looking forward to that. Thank you, Justin. Really appreciate you being here. I thought that was some really great information. Guys, the class is in Ridgewood, and if you have any questions about it directly, just reach out to me directly. With that being said, I know we have to wrap up. Justin, if you need to bounce, you can go ahead and bounce. Thank you so much for being here. I'll send you the recording, so maybe you can send that out to people who have questions on how to use the app, and you can just send them that link. So I'll send that to you as soon as I have it all set up.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
All right. All right. Really quickly, guys, I just want to spend 2 minutes on this. I want to hear from you just really quickly. You can throw it in the chat or you can unmute and tell me. I want to hear at least 5 different things that you guys want some training on. I'm working, Michelle gave me a really good idea about putting together a calendar. And so I'm planning like a month out. And so if you guys have anything that you want to hear, anything that you want training on, if you want to put it in the chat or if you want to unmute and tell me what that is, this is an opportunity for you to talk about what you want to hear about. So what you got for me? And if you don't have anything, I know I'm putting you on the spot. Just text me, send me a DM, send me an email. You don't have to do it right now. I just want you to start being thoughtful about it. Like, hey, I'm having this challenge. I wish we could have a class on X. Okay, I got that, Lenny. I see you.
Can we have a class on marketing, like different marketing and advertising options outside of social media that people use?
Yeah, we can. Send me a text, Holly, and just a little bit more specific on what you want. And yes, we can definitely do that.
Okay.
And David, I think I sent you a voice note of things. Didn't I?
Yeah, no, Betty, you always keep me covered.
Okay. All right.
I know to come to you for sure if I need something. So, guys, just think about that. Just know this call that I do here is not about what I want to talk about. It's about what you guys need to hear. My goal is to start giving you things that you can actually take and implement and start making some money immediately. And so, tell me what you want to hear, and I'll make sure that we share it with you. If it's not me, I'll bring in an expert like Justin, or I'll bring in someone like Ron Lagashi. And so with that being said, I just have one announcement because I think everyone here needs to be on the call Friday script practice. Ron Lagashi is actually going to talk about, it's going to be like a master class on doing the buyer consultation. Ron is going to talk about why it's important. And then Betty is going to be the buyer, and Ron is going to run through the entire buyer consultation, soup to nuts.